Hey everyone, and welcome to this Explainer. Our mission for this deep dive today is to explore the observation records of Tommy Yoshida, also known as Tsutomu Yoshida. Now, just a quick heads up before we really get going, we are not here to judge AI today, and this definitely isn't a how-to tutorial. Actually, we're not going to force any neat, definitive conclusions on you at all. Instead, we're going to leave some thoughts unfinished and questions hanging out there. The goal is really to deepen our thinking on how we make proactive choices to navigate and ultimately survive this massive shift into the digital society. So let's explore this together.
All right, let's just dive right in. You've probably noticed that recently a couple of major discussions about AI really dragged the complexities of our digital age right out into the open. On one hand, you have Google putting out an update saying, hey, certain media uploaded through our search services might be used to improve our AI. But then, on the flip side, you have OpenAI CEO Sam Altman issuing this pretty stark reminder. He pointed out that the conversations you're having with AI, they do not carry the same legal confidentiality protections you'd get when talking to a doctor or a lawyer. It's this wild modern paradox we're all stuck in, trying to balance data privacy with digital interaction.
And you know, these news items bring up a much bigger, absolutely crucial question, one that's really the core axis of our whole dialogue today. How should we protect and utilize information in the age of AI? And listen, this isn't just some headache for big tech executives to hash out in fancy boardrooms. No, this is a daily, deeply personal challenge for every single one of us. The second you open your laptop or unlock your phone, you are the one making these micro decisions.
Section 1. The origins of protecting information. To really grasp how profoundly things are shifting right now, we need to rewind a bit and look at Yoshida's past. Early on in his career, he worked in information systems at a major Japanese life insurance company. And we're not talking about your online shopping cart history here. Yoshida's team handled incredibly sensitive details. We're talking family structures, medical histories, health statuses, the whole shebang. It's actually kind of funny to think about how heavily guarded those data vaults were compared to how freely people just broadcast their personal lives on the internet today. But in the life insurance world, trust and fairness are literally everything. They had to make proper assessments so everyone joined under fair conditions. That meant protecting this data was a massive, unyielding responsibility.
Yoshida sums up that earlier mindset perfectly with this quote. At that time, I regarded information primarily as something that must be protected. Back in that era, information was viewed strictly as an asset you had to defend. It was like a treasure locked in a vault, heavily guarded, just making absolutely sure it never leaked to the outside world. It was a completely defensive posture. Why? Because a leak meant a fundamental breach of trust. It meant you failed your customer.
Section 2. The era of utilizing and sharing. But as we all know, a massive paradigm shift happened. AI and the modern internet have dragged us way beyond playing simple data defense. We're in a new era now, and locking everything away in a vault just isn't the only option anymore. Yoshida nails this shift when he says, the AI era birthed the value of utilization. AI fundamentally flipped data from being this stagnant, guarded asset into a dynamic tool. When you use it responsibly, it's an absolute engine. It processes information to create entirely new value, organizes super complex ideas, and drastically boosts our productivity.
But hold on, there is a pretty major caveat here. Just because we can use AI to process information absolutely doesn't mean we should just input everything we have. To use AI safely as a tool, we have to rely heavily on our own human judgment. We constantly have to pause and ask ourselves, what do we entrust to AI and what do we withhold? And boom, that is exactly where Sam Altman's warning about confidentiality comes right back into play. And right alongside AI, the internet has cooked up another totally new reality for us. Think about the past for a second. Broadcasting widely was a massive privilege. It was strictly reserved for mass media, the TV stations, the big publishers. Today, you hold that exact same power right there in your pocket. By consistently sharing your own knowledge and experiences online, you can build immense trust, craft a professional reputation, and unlock entirely new opportunities. Information has literally become a bridge connecting us to the world.
Section 3. The 3 roles of information.
Which brings us to Yoshida's brilliant synthesis of our modern digital existence. He argues that today, information plays 3 distinct roles, and they act like harmonious pillars we need to learn how to balance. The first role is exactly what he learned back in the life insurance business: protect. Look, in an era where massive data leaks make the news every other day, this foundational need is more crucial than ever. Your personal details, your finances, your passwords, they still need to be strictly locked down to safeguard you, your family, and your customers.
Now, the second role is utilize. And this is where we see that true paradigm shift. It means actively taking information and using AI to process it into new knowledge. Think of this as information serving as the raw material for innovation. It's the data you eagerly feed into a system because you want to draft a better document, analyze a tricky trend, or just spark a massive creative breakthrough. And the final pillar is share. This is the act of deliberately pushing your experiences and knowledge out into society. It's magical, really, because it transforms information from a private, locked-away asset into a social asset. When you share the right information in the right way, you build connections, you foster community trust, you open doors to new activities that honestly would have stayed completely shut if you just kept that knowledge locked away in the Protect Vault. So, the million-dollar question: how do we actually do this? Yoshida outlines that true digital literacy isn't about choosing between privacy and innovation. It's about executing 3 steps, continuously. Step 1, assess your objective. Step 2, identify which of those 3 roles the information falls into. And step 3, make a proactive, conscious choice. You decide, am I going to protect this, utilize this, or share this? Which brings us to the end of our deep dive today. But honestly, it's just the beginning of your own ongoing evaluation. Navigating this AI era isn't just about having the technical skills to use a cool new tool, it's about developing the wisdom to proactively manage the information you feed it. As we said at the start, the thoughts we've explored today are open and unfinished. We're all figuring this digital society out together, in real time. So I'll leave you with this one thought to ponder. As you step away from this explainer and head back out into our rapidly shifting world, how will you proactively balance your immense power to protect, utilize, and share your information today?